All right, Hip Hop United. We are here live today with the one and only Julien Anderson. How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I do appreciate you for joining me today on the check-in with Hip Hop United.
No
Go ahead
problem.
and introduce yourself.
So my name is Julien Anderson. I'm Black Youngster manager, rap artist, Black Youngster. Yeah, big song, booty, hip hoppers, gang featuring Moneybag Yo. He's Yo Gotti's artist, so I'm part of the CMG collective. I also managed super producer Taj Money. I signed him like 2.5 years ago when he was like 18 years old with no placements. He's now a 4-time platinum producer with 3 #1 Billboard, three Billboard #1s actually within the last like year and a half. I got a few other producers under my roster. Jordan produced it from Memphis, Tennessee. He produced the big Twerker song record for Pooh Shiesty, the Hitman Audio. He produced the big record Murder Business for NBA Youngboy. He got tons of more hits under his belt. So, I mean, I'm just a manager, you know, so I'm a hustler, music industry
Going
hustler.
up. Just the people on your roster, they have definitely been going up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So congratulations on all of your artists, you know. Now let's get into like your management. Like what got you into just managing these artists?
I mean, really, I just started managing like local artists, like my homeboys and stuff back in Memphis in like 2012, 2011, actually. And I was just, you know what I'm saying, like working the job, taking my little paycheck money, taking them to the studios and putting them in the studios. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of taught me like the foundation of it all, like just doing it independent. And then like 2015, I moved to Atlanta and like that's where it took off. You know what I'm saying? I was studio manager for a studio called Soul Asylum Studios. So, you know, you had like T.I., Rocco, Jeezy, all of them used to come through there and record and stuff. And I was like 24 at the time. So I was like, damn, it was crazy to me because like these superstars I used to just watch on TV coming through the studio recording and whatnot. You know what I mean? So, you know, I had a few different situations and stuff like that. But overall, I ended up at 12 studios. I was like A&R assistant. You know what I'm saying? Under my homeboy, Joe Thayer. He pretty much took me under his wing. Him, my big brother, Cheese Beats, a super producer. He won a Grammy for the Body Air Cardi with Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? So they pretty much took me under their wings. And then, like, a few months after that, like, I just took off on my own. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because my hood, like, 7 minutes from Youngsta hood in Memphis. And I never met Youngsta in Memphis. I met him in Atlanta.
Wow. Yeah, he's here a lot. Like you said, you know, a lot of I'm located in Atlanta. And you know, it's like the Black Hollywood, everybody is, you know, they come here, they use, you know, they record in the studios, but you know, Memphis has definitely been like coming up, like
Going crazy.
real. Like
Yeah, Memphis been
it's
going
so many
crazy.
people, I can't even keep up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like some artists like blowing up every week. You know what I'm saying? So once again, congratulations to the people on the roster. Now I see that you know, you executive produced, you know, Moneybag Yo, like you said, Black Youngsta, Polo G, you know, the baby. You executive produced those albums.
Yes.
Definitely, congratulations. So now, you know, how did it feel to know that, you know, these artists that you're working with is just going up to the top? Like, you know, how does that make you feel?
Well, so I executive produced, so back in September of last year, Youngsta and Bad came out with a joint album called Cold Red. So I executive produced Cold Red. You know what I mean? I think Cold Red may have had like 13 or 14 songs. I had like 8 of the 14, 8 of the 13 or something like that on there, which was half of the tape. You know what I mean? So whenever you're working on a project and you got half of the project, that gives you executive production credits because you know what I mean? You're responsible for half of the project. I ain't got to the point yet where I executive produced the whole project for the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's coming. Like the baby, most definitely our homeboy. He gave me my first platinum record. You know what I mean? Like my producer, I had Taj make a beat, and I got it to the baby, and the baby's Kirk album ended up going platinum. That's how Taj got his first platinum record. The title of the song was called Raw Shit, featuring Migos, actually. You know what I mean? So right after he went platinum with that one, NBA Youngboy dropped the following month. Lonely Child song he produced, that went platinum. So it was like 2 back to back. And both of those albums went #1 on the Billboard. So like ever since then, it was like through the roof for us. So, you know what I'm saying? Like just me working on them albums, like even my producers trusting in me, like I ain't a rich person or a major label. Like my producer signed with me. I remember talking to his mom like 2 years ago. He was fresh out of high school. She was like, I think he needs to get a job. Because, you know, parents don't be seeing the vision that we see. So she was like, I think he needs to get a job. You know, I don't know if making beats it's going to be a career. And now we just did like a $750,000 deal with Sony like 2 weeks ago. So now his mom, like, you know.
There it is. That's what I like to hear. Success stories like that. That's what's up. Now you work with a lot of artists, of course. Black YOUNGSTA seems to be the most comical. Is that correct?
Crazy. Crazy.
How is it like just being on tour? Because I was checking your Instagram. You know, I see you guys. You know, basically, you know, on tour, well, on the tour bus or you know, sprinters or whatever. How is it like just being in his presence?
So to be real, like I'm gonna keep this interview 100% authentic.
Okay.
So me and YOUNGSTA, like, it's crazy because when I came around YOUNGSTA, like he was extra wild, like the youngster who was playing with the money and had 600,000 on him every day in cash 4 years ago. You know what I mean? I've been with him since 2017. I've been managing him. So, you know, like when I first got with him, he was extra wild because he wild and I'm laid back. So it was like, it was a real mismatch. You know what I mean? We used to argue every day about like crazy stuff, you know? So now, like, fast forward 3.5, almost 4 years later, it's like, I'm so used to it, you know what I mean? Like, he really smarter than people think. It's crazy. It's like a character switch. Like, we can be having a serious conversation, and 5 minutes later, he go on stage, and you'll think he on drugs. But he's sober. It's just like a character switch that he switch on, you know what I mean? Like, he wild. He a wild boy.
Wow, wow. What's the most memorable moment that you've had so far in your career?
Most memorable moment. I say my most memorable moment was we did an overseas tour. And it's crazy because YOUNGSTA from South Memphis, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, Orange Mile. That's where like 8Ball and MJG from. So we from Memphis to go overseas and do a 12 country actually, because we went to a different country every day. To go overseas and do a 12 country tour, and he sold out 10 up to 12. It was crazy to me because I would never expect them people to know gang and hip hoppers and, you know, songs like that. Like, it was crazy. So that was memorable because we went to like Tokyo, Japan, sold it out. Okinawa, Japan, sold it out. Switzerland, Germany, Amsterdam. Like, it was crazy. So that most definitely was the most memorable.
Definitely, definitely awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people say also when they perform internationally, it's like the crowd, you know, they get the most love internationally than they do, you know, domestically.
Yeah, because our relationship's so strong. I really don't look at him as like an artist I manage. You know what I mean? Because he kind of like taught me the ropes and stuff. So it's kind of like we grew together. You know, so he'll introduce me as his manager, but most of the time he'll just tell people like, this is my little brother, like this who handle a lot of my business. You know what I'm saying? So to go overseas and like actually see him on posters and on the double-decker buses in London, like the little red double-decker buses, like he had banners on the buses and stuff. It was crazy.
Wow, awesome. I bet that was an awesome experience too. Now, what are you getting into this weekend? You know, the versus battle is coming up. Is more, you know, R&B-ish, old school.
Yeah.
Have you been tapping into the versus battles?
Man, the last versus battle I saw, I'm in love with Keisha Cole. So the last one I saw was like Keisha Cole and Monica, you know what I mean? But like Gucci and Jeezy, that was a big highlight because it's like I grew up, like the start of my high school was Gucci and Jeezy, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that was big for me to watch.
Right. Yeah, this weekend is supposed to be Earth, Wind, and Fire and who else? Somebody. The old school, the Isley Brothers. So your parents or whoever, your aunties might be tuning into that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Isley Brothers on that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm rocking with the Isley Brothers too. Definitely. So what else do you have coming up? You know, we're approaching almost summer now. You know, a couple of more months it'll be summer. You know, what's new? What's coming up?
Of course, I got many placements in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably get a placement a month at this point, you know? So I know I got some young boy records coming up. I'm actually working on getting Jordan and Hitman, my other two producers. I'm working on getting them on Rod Wave's deluxe album because Rod Wave album dropped a few nights ago. Well, about a week ago now. So I'm working on getting them on Rod Wave's deluxe album, Baby and Dirk. They in New York with 4-2, with Doug, Baby and Dirk working on the project. So I'm working on, records for their project as well. And really just, I'm down here in Houston, Texas right now, about to buy a house in Houston because I'm tired of Atlanta. So I'm trying to move down here to Houston. You know what I mean? I was looking at buildings to open up a club yesterday. So I got a few things coming, you know what I mean? 18-wheeler trucking company. I just started my first transport company. So I'm going to buy my first 18-wheeler, have residual income coming in. So really, I just been the last 8 days, I've been in Houston just every day on business.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the way to do it, though. You have to have multiple streams of income in this, in just life, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you're not used to a lot of money at one time, and like I said, we just did the deal. So Taj, he 20 years old, and $675,000 just hit his account at one time. You know what I mean? So when you're not used to that type of money, and then I get my 10% as a manager, so I got the rest, which was like almost 80,000. So when you're not used to like crazy money like that, like I don't just want to sit on it because I know me, I'll give it away to family, moms, sending Benzes to my phone, talking about she want a Benz for a 50th birthday. You know what I'm saying? So
right. The phone calls coming in. The phone.
Yeah,
hey, I need this. I need that.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to make it all make sense. You know what I mean? Like trying to invest and stuff like that, and just get some more other sources of income going. Because when Corona hit last year, that was an eye opener. Because we live off doing shows and stuff like that. So they canceled all the tours and shows. It was like we was on tour like when Corona came and they shut down. We had like 6 shows left, and it was a wrap. So we were like, wow. So you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to make it make sense in case they come back around or, second wave, whatever happened, everything's secure.
You'll have your stash already in place. You'll be prepared for it. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Definitely. Well, is there anything else you want the listeners to know? Anything else you're trying to promote?
Not really, just like imposition management, you know what I'm saying? Like I just signed this new female artist named Fetty Nee from Houston, Texas. She's going crazy. Like I'm about to take her to the next level. And you know what I mean? So she the only female I got on my roster. Then of course I got YOUNGSTA. He'll be dropping another project sometime this summer. He always working. And then, my producers. Really, I'm just, just tuning in. Most definitely. And I live in Atlanta, so I'll probably be back to Atlanta like Tuesday of next week. So I'll pull up on you to your studio or wherever.
But I definitely have some people that, they're talented. So I'll definitely get with her and we'll set some stuff up.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. All right. Well, if you can leave everybody with your social media handles and how you can be reached.
So you can follow me on Instagram. I'm not big on social media, so that's the only social media I got. Instagram at 25Riches. That's 25 RICHES. And you can reach me by email. If you can't never get me by email, you can always go to YOUNGSTA bio. One of my numbers in his bio. Folks play on that phone all day long, so you just call me, reach out on that phone number.
Okay. Most definitely. All right. Well, like I said, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I do appreciate you for checking in and taking the time to speak to Hip Hop United.
Thank you.
No problem.